What up, everyone? Do you like my little setup? There's going to be some more changes around here, so just wait. I'm so excited. So I was doing some things and I was actually working on the Brittany Murphy case, and boy, is that interesting. Some stuff came through there I did not expect at all. Whoa, not at all. So that will be Monday. So that is already being a work in progress. So don't worry about it. Like, my hair wants to be funky because I'm on TV like that. So that was fun. Okay. So I'm coming today with some messages, kind of some information about the new timeline that we're on. So for those of you who watch my channel, know when my twin flame thing went awry, he was definitely being like kind of held hostage, basically. Essentially speaking, that's kind of what they're putting it as. They had to create a new timeline. So those who do my workshop actually witnessed, and I witnessed the gods literally shifting timelines. This was on like the 22nd of last month. And I saw them conversing about recreating the timeline. Okay, so I'm going to get into that a little bit. I will see if there's a channel message that wants to come through for you guys in the end. I will pull a couple cards for you. Just kind of a little energy that's going on right now. Okay. And then the last workshop I did, well, first of all, student for Bloom Mystique, I am an Ascension Master and a Master Healer and a Divine Guide. I am a little bit of everything. Okay. A goddess, a warrior. They like to call me that right now. Definitely a warrior child. So how do I, like, where do I begin? Okay, so let me get into this. So I was working on the Brittany Murphy case, which is part of my Mystery Mondays that will be released next Monday. Okay. And I'm trying to take these deeper, right? Because I enjoy doing them. I really, really do. And I've been doing my course for Finding Your Joy, and it is totally helping me. I feel like I'm just in a different world today. So I'm going to bring a couple things through today, and then an interesting fact about a gift I was given from the masters and my guides on my last workshop. I'll describe that a little bit as well. Okay. So when my twin flame journey really hit, and the ascension did not get to go away it was supposed to, we had a timeline of ours stolen basically by things that were not of the light. This really did happen. And then we had divine intervention had to occur with my twin flame and I and the ascension. It did. And then all of these other things had to happen, and they kind of had to create a new timeline that was not in existence. So I've talked about this before, how you can kind of, people like me, which are very few and far between on this earth, I can kind of stand in the middle of every timeline, right? They call that remote viewing, but I do way more than remote viewing. I literally can go places. I can project my energy there. We do it kind of in meditation as it is. Okay. I don't even know where I was going with that. Like, where was I going with that? Well, okay, so most timelines, they say, are already in existence. Well, generally speaking, they are. However, when my twin flame did what he did, it was not expected. The angels did not expect him to do that. The gods that I work with did not expect him to do that at all. I can guarantee you that. And so when that happened, they kind of had to create a new timeline, a new way to go about the ascension occurring, because we missed God's love and light coming down that way, which was a really big deal. And there still is something to do with that, where it must occur. Again, it's out of my hands as far as that goes now. I still do whatever they want me to do. So they're kind of showing me now what this timeline is that we're on. They have a name for it. They're actually calling it the timeline of reversals. Okay. This is a way to reverse what may have been done that we weren't too happy about, or that we need to undo in order to ascend. Okay. And my twin flame still has they want me to say this, my twin flame still has a big purpose to do. And a lot of that is on his own at this point, because essentially all the work that I have done and I have kept doing, and worked very hard to do. In my last workshop, they gave me a gift, and I didn't understand this gift right away. So we were activating some of the layers of Christ light. I've already brought it down, literally brought down Christ light already in one of my last workshops. Then in this last one, we're going to continue doing these. We are activating Christ light layer by layer. It's a big deal. And when I did that, it made me feel like I had the flu again for a day. Every time I deal with this, it makes me feel like I have the flu. Completely better now, by the way. It was about a day and a half. I was yucky. And now I'm like good to go. But I asked him what my gift meant. Okay. They gave me a book, and I put the book in my hand, and I opened the book, and a crow flew out. Okay. And I've had crows come up my whole entire time. Crows have been very important in particular on my journey and have definite deep spiritual meaning. Okay. Especially for me. For some of us, they do, right? Not for everybody. Okay. And I keep asking, what does that crow mean? And some of it's personal for me, but there's a big piece of it that meant that I won. I released my twin flame from one of the, so how do I put this? When you deal with darkness, they do spells. And I've talked about this before, they do like spell casting, they do energetic stuff. And I noticed like she was not stupid to who I was, the girl that he was with, but I released him. I set him free. So the rest is on him. And that made me feel really good. I'm like, okay, well, I worked really hard and I managed to release that hold on him. And so that was really a very positive aspect of that. And it also dealt with shadow self. Okay. So that's just a little bit of what that meant. I felt like it was very important to say. Also, so the timeline that we're on is called the timeline of reversals. Okay, they created this timeline. They had to create this timeline because ours was kind of stolen with the ascension. And if you aren't aware of what I'm talking about, I encourage you to watch my channel around the time frame of August, September, October, and on about that and what happened. Okay, and there was divine intervention to an umpteenth degree. And again, I did almost die. So it was like very big deal and very important. But we are currently on the timeline of reversals. Okay. We are redoing the last timeline in most ways. All right. Not every way. Okay. Because some things are already not the way they were aligned to begin with. Okay. But this is the timeline in the reversals, which is kind of a deep thing. It's layered. But what they also show me is layers of the collective darkness, okay, are surfacing, and this is going to continue happening. And it deals with expectations and fraudulent happenings and exposures on a different layer. So people are going to get to understand more things, get to know more things about our crazy world, and kind of see what's going on there. And I don't pay attention to media a lot or a lot of things on YouTube or anything, but I catch little snippets and it's happening. Like you can see it. There's crazy things happening, right? There really is. And people who are in tuned are bringing it forward for all of you. Okay. So pay attention to those because this is the layers of the collective darkness that are surfacing and are going to continue to do so for this year. But a layer of expectations and fraudulent happenings. So on an individual level, you're going to come into more aware of your expectations of self and expectations of others, expectations that you held on others that may not be aligning, and any expectations that don't serve you. Okay. That makes sense too for like my course of joy, and part of that it makes a lot of sense. And then fraudulent happenings are going to continue to surface piece by piece, because if they happen too fast, the collective whole will kind of go, okay. So keep that in mind. And that's what they said about activating Christ light. I'm like, I already brought it down. Now we have to activate it. They said, yeah, if we did that all at once, everybody would go insane and we'd probably lose about 70% of the population. Because like I said, even when I get one single sentence from the higher light, the creator, God, whatever you want to call him, has different names depending upon who you're talking to. It takes a lot for our system to process. They're very deep, they're very layered, like very simple sentences, very simple things can be very deep and very layered, okay? So that's why I have to activate Christ's light in layers. I will be doing it for a little while. I don't know how long that takes. keep in mind now, more of this stuff is put on, I was going to say my twin flame, but they are saying it's bigger than that. It's not just him. Things are going to be put on who they're rightfully supposed to be put on, kind of a thing. Does that make sense? And so it's for them now to step up and do what they're supposed to do. Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of what's coming on for this timeline that we're currently on. It was literally being created, which is nuts, right? So not every timeline was in existence because what was supposed to happen did not happen because it was hijacked. It really truly was. We are still ascending. Okay, it's just a little bit setback, I guess you could say, for the final doing. But we are on the timeline of reversal. So this is just like I said before too. I remember talking about this before, is it's now an opportunity for you to get to redo something. Okay, that's really what it's about. It's like redoing what wasn't done the right way, or a way that makes you feel happy or most comfortable. You know, we always go through free will, but if it doesn't align to our purpose and what we're supposed to learn, we don't feel good about the decisions we make sometimes. And so it truly is about doing those decisions in the right way, doing something the right way that wasn't done quite what felt right with your soul. Okay, that is very much so what this timeline is about, redoing last timeline in most ways. Okay, which makes so much sense because I've been personally feeling like, I've been here before. This is what I done like 2 years ago. This makes a lot of sense. And then keep in mind, continual layers of the collective darkness are going to surface. Right now, specifically, it is layers of expectations and fraudulent happenings, which also makes sense too, because the utility company in the state that I'm in is being exposed for some fraudulent happenings all of a sudden out of the blue. Like this was never talked about before. I don't think anybody expected this to happen. But apparently he was using manipulation tactics because something about fear and abuse with his employees because of a high turnover. I don't know. I don't pay attention to everything, but I was like, what the hell? So just expect that kind of stuff. Expect stuff you didn't quite expect, and then stuff that you may have already kind of expected. Kind of like the Brittany Murphy case, you guys. Wait till you hear this one. She threw a name at me. I'm like, what the hell does this person have to do with it? I did not expect it at all. And I'm still trying to like figure it out. Now, keep in mind, you know, I don't get like a whole book about her, but she's filling me in on what she needs you guys to know. I can't wait to release this one. It's going to be pretty badass. Okay, so it's kind of what they wanted you guys to know right now, what's going on, what's coming up, what's going down. And so whatever is coming up for you as far as expectations, you may find out somebody you're with has cheated on you or lied to you, or somebody is stealing. All these kinds of things are going to start to surface even more and more and more. And it's like I said before, is that people cannot do things and keep them hidden so much anymore. Okay, so be very mindful of that. And then on the other side of that, it's expectations of self that are fraudulent, and expectations of others that don't make any sense as well. You're going to start to feel those on a deeper and deeper level. And they always go with things like shadow self and things that need to heal. And I'm like shifting. So sorry, I'm not tired. I'm energetically shifting right then. So I am going to channel an angel. I feel Malichai coming in. I don't know who that's going to be. I don't plan these ahead. I don't do anything other than I wrote down what they wanted me to talk about really quick. So I will do that after I pull a couple cards for you guys. Okay. So what does the collective need to know right now? This is just kind of a midweek update, midweek energy, and whatever messages they wanted you to have. And then I will channel a being for you to see what they. And I am like, my energy is being zapped. It's like, stranger curiosity. I haven't had that one, just went flying out. I haven't had that one in a minute. Oh my God, I don't know what's happening. I'm just like getting zapped. It's like, whoo. Pardon me. You are watching 50s television. I was gonna say smell-o-vision, which I know I smell good, but that kind of freaks me out when you say the word smell-o-vision. But this kind of thing looks like an old smell, like I can smell the 60s, you know what I mean, or the 50s. I don't know what that means, but that's just what I felt like saying there. All right, let's see what else. What does the collective need to see right now? The best way to navigate it, they're saying, is to change. So when these things come up, they're not just come up to go, oh, look what I'm doing, and for you to continue doing this things the same way. That is not what it's meant to be. Okay, so if you're getting a chance to redo something, redo it right. Because we don't get another chance. I don't think they're going to create another timeline. Okay, that's all I can say. Like, this might be your only chance to redo something, to redo it right. Okay. All right, what else does collective need? That one. They're saying that one. One more. Okay. Okay. One more. And there's a lot to do with the raise. So I'm working on my course, which is almost done, and it will be available for purchase. If you want to pre-purchase, just message below and I can hook you up. But I'm working on my course, How to Find Your Joy. So this is telling you about what is joy, how to find it, how to deviate. And I do healing meditations in them that are specifically for those courses. And let me tell you, they are definitely healing in the rays right now. Okay. The rays are very, very, very important. So that's also what I've been doing for activating Christ's light. The rays are very relevant right now. So if you already work with angels and you notice that's coming up more, that's why. Okay. And those who have done my workshop are going to be able to actually, what they did was they infused them in their being, and they can actually start bringing them forth themselves. So it's pretty cool. All right, so I cannot, you guys, I cannot make these messages up at all. This goes with everything I've said. So this is why they wanted me to talk about this. Okay, I'm like, why am I talking about this again? First of all, when you're dealing with a benefactor, some of us are benefactors. I am, my twin flame is, which is why it's a big deal if you kind of go against that, okay? Because what this means, grace and generosity, you're a benefactor. You are given something that is a gift. Okay, you're given, what I do is it's a gift. It's an ability bestowed upon me. Okay. Yes, we come into higher light and higher privileges as we listen to our call, as we listen to our source, as we go into closer to, let's put it in a biblical sense, okay? Because it kind of makes more sense, I guess, than spirituality, unfortunately. But when we work in becoming aligned with God, right? We ascend higher, we come into higher lights, and then we are bestowed gifts upon us. How do you do this? You learn lessons, you clear karma, you heal yourself, and then you do things a different way, essentially speaking, okay? Jesus has done it. All the masters have worked really hard on doing these things. This is what we do, okay, as spiritual beings. Again, I'm not biblical, so I don't really know if that one was spiritual or biblical, but I hope it made sense either way. All right, so we are benefactors, and you should be coming out with grace and generosity. Like, this is a gift that I was bestowed upon to give to you, and I will do it with grace and generosity and not attitude, not expecting me to give you your life. I'm blessed, right? I am blessed with this gift, but these gifts also come with a price, not necessarily a price, but like, they don't just give these gifts to anybody for a reason. That way they don't go run amok all over the world, tainting them and tarnishing their name. Does this make sense, you guys? I hope this does. This is what they want to say. This is really important messages, okay? So I'm kind of doing that. I let them channel, wrote it down, and we're pulling cards, and then I will channel an angel through if there's one that wants to come through for you guys. Again, this is not something I always have done before, so it's kind of new as far as messages for you guys go. Okay, so if you're a benefactor, you need to take it seriously. It's not something for you to waste your time on. So here's an example they want me to give you, okay? When I first woke up, I would tell Creator to send me who they want me to heal. Because if I put my pointer out there and I'm like, I want to heal you and I want to heal you, maybe that's not who you're meant to heal. You don't know. Okay, there's way more than meets your eye. Spirit knows more than you do, especially about the gifts that you are bestowed upon. All right, are we in control in some ways? Yes, we have free will. Okay, but you need to be really careful, because when you think you know best and you don't listen to spirit and you determine who needs healing, you could be very wrong. Okay, and it can bite you in the ass. So you have to be very careful. They're really big upon, these gifts. You're a benefactor for a reason. I would be thankful and grateful, and then treat others in such a way. Like, I have this gift. I keep pulling like this king card, right? I'm a master in a lot of ways. I have a lot of information to give. I have new modalities to bring, but they will only be bestowed upon those who are worthy of receiving them. Okay, period. That's why only a certain few do my workshops. And they even tell me there's like 4 people who are not hearing the call out of ego. Okay. And that's part of that. It's like, if you're a benefactor, it's time to take it seriously. It's very important to do so. Okay. There's kind of rules behind those things. Okay. You don't know what's always best for everybody else. And sometimes it's better to, like one guy would say, is get out of your dumb self's way. Okay. Follow what your guides tell you to do, what your inner knowing tells you to do. Call upon those who need you. Don't just throw it out there, because you could be giving the light away to the wrong people. Okay. Then we have stranger curiosity again. Right? Stranger curiosity again. I thought this was cool. I won't do this all the time, this little TV thing. I've got something coming this weekend. It's going to change my whole thing, and you won't even know where I am anymore. I love it. So we have stranger curiosity. Okay. This card truly is about letting others into your circle that you may not be used to. And that kind of goes with that benefactor. Sometimes you don't know what's best for you. So, oh my gosh, 333 here too. Oh, and then 222. Sometimes you don't know who's best for you. Sometimes we may think we do, but really you're operating out of your wounded self rather than your healed self. And you're wrong. Okay. So sometimes it's best to get out of our dumb self's way. This is a very important message they want somebody to hear. And to step up and to rise above and to be the benefactor that you are, to be somebody who's supposed to bring down something special for the collective and for those who are able to receive it. And you don't know who's able to receive it more than Creator does, or the angels do, or Spirit does, or the universe does. They know more than you do. Okay, so it's best to be like, send to me who needs me. And they will come knocking at your door. If Spirit says, this person's for you, not this one, I would listen. Okay. But even if it's like, well, I don't know them, they're not this. And then we get into assumptive things like, well, maybe they're better than I am, or maybe they won't like this about me. And I feel like that's you getting in your dumb self's way. Okay. So don't assume anything. Open up to new people, newness. And maybe those differences are exactly what you need. And they're exactly what is going to make you happy and make you rise above and make you feel so good. Okay. Then we have Horsemen, Herald of Change. So this one is about that second opportunity. This is why you said I can't make these up. I pulled these cards after the message they brought forth. Okay. Horsemen, Herald of Change. This is about doing things that are similar, but doing them the right way. So it's about second chances. I remember I used to pull this card for myself a while ago. Okay. They're like, yeah, do it the right way this time. If you don't, it's going to backfire on you. Okay. It's like you are getting a second chance. Rise above, do it in pride and love and authenticity and joy and happiness, right? Do things differently. Be the herald of change, not just from what everybody else is doing, but something that you've already done. Okay, so this is going with that reversal of timelines, redoing something that you missed the first time. Be the herald of change. Do it differently. Are you repeating a cycle? Yes, it's in order for you to do it differently right now. Okay, you're a benefactor. Take it seriously. Do not just give that light away to those who are not aligned to it. You cannot do so. You have to be very careful. I've done this many, many times. Another example is I tried to do a healing for a friend of mine's dog. She was crying all over Facebook about her dog, and she didn't come to me. I just felt bad for her. And so I'm like, hey, can I do a healing? Gave her a healing for free for her dog. And I know the kind of healings that I do are very real. They are life-changing. I've saved people's lives before. I'm not kidding you. Somebody was elderly, had a heart thingy that quit working. They couldn't do the surgery. They sent her home terminal. Somehow I got the heart thingy working, the machine that was in her heart. And she's now acting like a 20-year-old. Okay, the things I do are very real. And so I was like, can I give you a healing? I will help heal your dog, because they were saying she needed to put it down and all this kind of stuff. And in the healing, I told her, give this some time to see if it works, then decide what you're going to do. That's what I said. Just give it time to see if it works, then decide what you're going to do. Again, she didn't come to me. I went to her because I felt bad about her and her dog. And I did this healing and I was like, there's a good year left in this dog. Like, just give it time, right? And then see what you're going to do. Let this, because we're processors, the healings that I do is not like taking a pill and your things immediately go away. It takes a few days to actually heal. If you've done any of the healings with me, I'll do a meditation and they're going to continue affecting you. That's what they do. It's like you can get one healing and it will continue and continue and continue healing you and affecting you. So I did this healing on her dog, and I had specifically said there could be a year left in this dog. Okay, this dog was elderly and very much so in pain and had a lot going on, and I did this huge healing on her. And I told her, I just asked her, give me like at least a week, a few days, and then decide what you're going to do. And she did not. She put the dog to sleep the next day because she was all over going, oh, my dog died. And I'm like, oh my God, I messed up. Like, I've never had that happen. She was like, no, I put it to sleep. I was devastated. So that's an example. Okay. You could be giving your light away to the wrong people who don't want it, can't receive it, can't see it, are not open to it. Because when we are benefactors, we have worked really hard to align to that light. Okay. We've come many moons and many cycles of learning and karma clearing. And that's why these gifts are bestowed upon certain people and not others. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this message is huge. But it's big, all right? It's very important for somebody. I feel like a lot of like, you gotta hear me, please hear me. So if you're a benefactor, pay attention. You need to let the right people in, even if they're not your normal people, right? Or the ones that you think are open to hearing it and seeing it. You don't know. Let God send them to you, okay? God knows best, trust me, or the universe, whatever you want to call it, all right? Then we have Garden of Venus, rest and renewal. Time to replenish your soul. Time to escape from the burdens and the things that keep you in your head, and time to meditate. This one talks about like true meditation, okay? True healing of the soul. In order to meditate, like so many people who are like me, masters or gurus, if you want to call them that, whatever you want to call those other, I'm a master who woke up to that, okay? I didn't study under somebody else. This is who I am. They talk about the importance of meditation or getting in the gap. It's very important to calm your mind and get into your body, okay? That's what sparked my healing. That's what sparked my Kundalini awakening. I did it all on my own. Nobody else awakened that for me. I did it myself by following what I knew to do because I'm a master. Not everybody else is going to have that same experience. However, the way to heal, the way to understand these other things and give things time to process, meditate. It's super important. Okay. Go in and calm your mind. Start feeling your body. Is it easy to do? No. Does it take time? Yes. Okay. I still have to practice getting in the gap a lot. Like calm my mind. I spent too long on electronics. I didn't meditate a lot since I broke my hand too. I had some time where TV was my best friend because I was in so much pain. Oh my gosh. And then I didn't do the surgery because I couldn't put anything toxic in my system, which was a huge sacrifice. So there's no coincidence. You know, I was given this crow and things like that. It's true mastery, I'm telling you. It's true listening to that guide beyond what other people say and do, okay? There's something specific in this message, so I hope you guys are receiving it. And it is about, you know, a fool's embrace, hanging on to what doesn't serve you. So there's no coincidence. These two came out again. They haven't come out in a while. This is a repeat cycle for sure. I cannot deny that, okay, on my channel, okay? You know, stranger curiosity, let in those that are meant for you, even if you can't see how, maybe what their differences are or exactly what you need. You don't even know their differences until you get to know them. These are also assumptions they're saying on a certain degree. okay? And so it's also about fools and praise, transmuting pain. Holding on to what is not meant for you will hurt you, okay? Holding on to things that no longer serve you, it's a fool to embrace those because they will hurt you. It is time to transmute the pain. Transmute the pain by letting go to what doesn't serve you, okay? Letting in what does, letting go what doesn't. Stop trying to dictate everything because we are not in that much control. We are, but we don't know better. Our higher selves know more than we do a lot. Our soul knows more than we do. All right. It's not a joke. It's kind of like Avatar. Okay. There are things that are outside of our conscious realm. And it is much like our higher selves and all that kind of step in and help guide that path, because a lot of times we operate from the fool's place or from our wounded selves. And so it's really important to step out of your own dumb self's way. Let go of what doesn't serve you because it will stab you, basically. It will hurt you. You will not make it this time. Grab onto the people that are aligned for you. They're there for a reason. They are brought to you for a reason. These are not people we usually seek out. They're ones that come our way and are like, all of a sudden, like, I need you. And you're like, what? Not ones we're like, hey, I can help you. Maybe they're not open to receiving that light. Okay. This was a very important message. And the way to navigate through those is to meditate, calm your mind, drop into your body. Your body will tell you the way. It can be the most subtle feeling, but it will tell you what's right. If you can't feel that, you're operating from a fool's place. Okay. You're operating from a self that is wounded, not logical in thinking, and will only cause yourself more pain. All right. Okay. So I hope somebody received this message. No wonder they're like, get on there and do that. I was like, do I really need to do this? Like, what am I doing this for? Talked about the timeline before. So they wanted me to talk about this. Okay. So it is a very important message for somebody, if not a whole bunch of people. So now I will go ahead and give up my vessel for you guys, and I will channel any being that wishes to come forward. If there is one, if there's not, then I guess I'm done with my message. I keep hearing Malichai. We'll see who comes through. Okay. Oh. Forgive me, sometimes I do that when I'm shifting or healing. Creator of all that is and all the angels too, I call on you. I ask of you to protect my vessel. I ask that these messages be received in the highest light and grace and that are given in the highest light and grace only. I allow highest love in and highest love out only. I am giving you control of my vessel in order to channel a message for the collective whole. So whoever wishes to step forward may now do so. It is Mal. It is I, Malichai. I have been here before. I am very aware of what it's like to be alive and the pains that you feel as a human species. I can relate in more ways than most of you know, which is why I'm not always stepping forward for all of you. I step forward for a select few for a reason. I help guide you into further light and awakening and healing and purpose of the soul. Much like this vessel has already said to you, sometimes we are not aware of what is going on subconsciously or what is best for our soul. Sometimes it's best to take a step back, follow your guidance, and let the rest unfold. Then you will see miracles, you will see light, you will see love like you've never known. When we try to control too much from a place of unknown, we make holes, as they call it, in our soul. Mistakes can be lessons to learn if we look at them the right way. It is important to stop thinking and do things from the gentle nudges that are on the inside. Your solar plexus help guide the way. Your heart knows more than you do. These times are unprecedented. They have never happened here before. Again, there is no book you can look upon to know what's coming your way or exactly which door is for you. All you must do is trust and surrender and open it and walk through. You are protected and guided unless you choose to go against through free will. We cannot protect you when you do this. You take that out of our hands. However, when you listen to the guidance that is bestowed upon you from your beings and your higher self and your inner knowing, we can protect you. Our mind is a false pretense, much like a computer on your world. Your body knows the feelings of your soul. As these chimes continue to change in the world that is around you, and further removal of the earth that you once knew, the best thing for you to do is to escape your mind and feel your body every day. This will help you transition the worlds without fear and the tools they use against you to keep you misaligned with the correct way. It's not about wrong and right. It is about what vibrates with your soul. Vibrations are not in the mind. They are felt in the body as a whole. In these current energies, you are being activated in higher frequencies with parts of your vessel you weren't even aware of existence. What this means and what you consider what I'm talking about is higher chakras of the whole. This allows you to receive higher messages, higher frequencies, and higher vibrations to align to as a whole. The more individuals accept this process, the more it affects the collective whole. The choice is always yours. But again, we cannot protect you if you are not aligned with the vibration that matches your soul. Through free will, you can make choices, but we will not follow you in all of them. You will release the gifts that are meant for you if you choose to go a different path. You will no longer feel our connections, receive our messages or our protections as a whole. The choice is yours, but there's no more time to delay. This is a time of redoing, making something right that didn't make you feel good with the choices you've made. This never happened before. Do not take it lightly. I am an angel, but I have been here before. I know the difficulties of navigating our false mind and learning to control emotions. These things are not easy, but it is always possible. Spiritual strength is the best way to navigate through. Escaping your mind is the quickest way to the highest abundant frequencies that are available now to all of you. Do not take them lightly, for they are gifts being bestowed upon you. If you choose a different path, it is one they call corrupt. The choice is yours, but it will quickly be one that removes you from the light of the one. Be mindful of these choices and make them from the clarity of your soul, not your mind. This is the best way to navigate this timeline and this time frame, and to quickly raise your vibration every day. For I love you all, each and every one. I connect with you deeply, more than you know. I know these emotions that you are navigating through, for I have felt them before. It is not easy all of the time. Strength is all you need. For easy is a perception and a false timeline. Nothing is easy or hard. It is really, in essence, where you put your energy to. What do you focus on? Is it easy or hard you focus on? Is it fear or is it love? The choice is always yours. If it is love, we will always be here to protect you and navigate you through. For it is I, Malichai, and I bring my light through to you. You can feel free to call on me to help you through the darkness of your soul, to help you navigate new perceptions and grab on to new strength that is already in your soul. I am here if you need me. We are all part of the whole. It is done. Oh. Yep. I was crying that whole time too. That one zapped me. I feel a little sick to my tummy now. I think I'm gonna go drink some water. I hope these messages are received by those who need them. Oh, I don't know why that one made me feel so sick. I loved his energy though. Pardon me for releasing that and adjusting back into my own. Yeah. I'll have to play this one back to receive all of that myself. I can remember bits and pieces as I'm doing it. It's almost like I'm outside of myself and they take over. And so I can kind of compute some of what they say. Sometimes it processes and then I get it all. And sometimes I watch these back and I'm like, oh, okay, that's what they said. But the most thing I got out of that is everything is through free will. However, they will help us if we choose the light. They will always be there to help us and protect us. That I remember, that I feel, and that personally I will hang on to, because I already felt like what it's like without that for a brief moment in this journey a while back, not through my free will, never. But I know what it feels like to not be in the light anymore. And I personally will never go there. So take that for what it's worth. And again, I heard free will. I did hear free will quite a few times. So anything that is of the light will never go against your free will. We always have free will, but are you coming from a place of your healed self? Will you understand completely the choice you are making? Keep that in mind. Or are you coming from a fool's embrace who doesn't want to let go of what hurts you? So much love to all of you. And we will see what's coming and what unfolds. Have a great rest of your day. These are quite fun to do. I hope these messages were received in every way. Till next time. Bye-bye.